Okay, hi guys. So now we're into exercise number 5. And number 5 is just building on basically all the exercises that we've done thus far and how we're going to work on the flying changes in this episode is through a figure 8 with 2 equal circles. So we're not talking about a figure 8 that's like an infinity sign, okay? We're talking about 2 circles, and you're going to change the direction in the middle. So you're going to do the flying change in the middle. And so this is, and you can use these as smaller circles than you did in the last exercise. So you can start as a 20 meter, but you can also shrink this down and do these 15 meters, 12 meters. If your horse is really, really good at it, maybe a 10 meter. Okay. This would be another exercise way down the road when you start working on tempi changes. There's a modification to this exercise that works good to help with the tempi changes. Actually, 2 modifications with this exercise for the tempi changes. That's another subject. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to be, let's say you're cantering right, you're going right, you're cantering right, you're on the canter, lead to the right. When you come across the middle of those 2 circles, you're going to walk, and then you're going to canter left. Okay, and then come into the middle, you're going to canter right. So what's the setup look like? When you are coming across the center of the arena, you want to be perfectly straight across the arena, okay? So you do not want your horse to be leaning in one direction, throwing their haunches in one direction. You want to be able to come out of the turn, and as you're heading across the middle, this section, right? As you're heading across the middle of these circles, you want to be able to ride your horse straight. You want to be able to have the horse on the hind legs. You want your horse to be able to be supple in both directions, on both sides of his body, okay, or her body. You want the horse to be able to accept the half halt, the new half halt on the new outside rein. You want the horse obviously to be prompt into the new canter direction. And you want to be able, especially if you're on a smaller circle, you're going to have a little bit of collection. And so you're going to want to ride forward into this change. Now, if your horse is scooting off, this is a good exercise. Kind of gives them some parameters of like, they can't scoot off and run into the wall or into the fencing, right? And so by riding this exercise, it is very clear that you do the circle, walk, canter, walk, canter, right? You can just get into this rhythm. And you also have this ability, as you make the circle a little bit smaller, that you're actually collecting the horse a little bit more. You're having them a little bit more on their hind legs. And then you're going to think a little forward, not scooching forward, just think of making the canter a little bit more jump in it before the change, and then you're going to ask for the change. So it's all of the setups of everything that we've talked about and all of the prerequisites that we've talked about and all the exercises up until now. We're just doing it in a different formula. We're doing it in a different place. We are doing it in a very set, determined place. So in all the other exercises, you literally had plenty of time to set up for the change. In the first exercise, you literally could do your canter walk canters all the way around the outside of the arena. And when they felt that they were ready, you could say, now I'm going to ask. In the second exercise, same thing. You're softening, and go back and listen to them and watch them if you haven't already, but you're softening to the new inside direction, and you're doing that until they feel completely able to do that, and then you're making the change. In the next one, you literally can keep in the true canter or the counter canter as long as you need until you feel like that you can get a successful change. Okay, this one is very much that it is in a very specific place that you're asking it. So this adds another dimension of complexity, because now we're starting to get to the point in the changes that now it's when we ask. Not that it's ever want them to just change on their own, not when we ask, but it literally is one set place that you're making the change, just one set place. And you can still, which doesn't make it as complex as some that will come, is that you still can do this from the walk. You can canter, walk, new direction with a new lead. Okay. Again, all the things about your body and your positioning and your timing that you've had to practice in the other ones still apply here. We are not trying to just put them in the middle of the two circles and throw them to the other change. Okay. That's not what this is. This is not, I don't know if you guys have seen where people like, they do the figure eights, and then when they go, they kind of just throw the horse on the other lead. No, that's not what this is. This is a very precise question and answer to the horse about, have you understood the first 4 exercises that we've done? How well have you understood them? Can we take that now to this new exercise and have success at it? If I have problems with it, where do I need to go back in the training to figure out and to make this look better or be better, or have them help understand it better, or even help yourself understand, oh, I didn't realize that I really wasn't having the horse on the hind legs enough. I did not have the collection there. I wasn't riding them forward to the change. They were kind of scooting off into the change, and now they can't do that because of the dynamics of where we're asking for this change. Okay, and again, everything has to be balanced and quiet. Okay, I think that is it for this exercise. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Thanks, guys. See you in the next one.